This map shows the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most critical maritime choke points. For half a century, the United States Navy has guarded this exact route, ensuring the free flow of oil to global markets without ever charging a fee for its protection. That diplomatic arrangement recently fell apart. The U.S. tested Iran's commitment to a new memorandum of understanding, and Iran failed the test by firing directly on commercial shipping vessels navigating the waterway. In response, President Trump ordered a severe military retaliation. For 5 straight hours overnight, U.S. forces pounded Iranian military targets across 6 different locations. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps immediately returned fire. They launched a wave of drone and missile strikes targeting U.S. military positions stationed across Bahrain, Kuwait, and Jordan, while a Dutch shipping vessel was struck off the coast of Oman. This violent, multi-front exchange collapsed the established diplomatic status quo in the region. The U.S. administration realized traditional negotiations had failed, prompting a massive pivot in their strategic approach to the Persian Gulf. Instead of pushing for a ceasefire, President Trump declared total United States control over the entire Strait of Hormuz. He coupled this takeover with a strict financial demand. Any international commercial vessel doing business with Iran and moving through the strait must now pay a 20% tariff to the United States in exchange for safe passage. To enforce payment, the administration reinstated a heavy naval blockade. The military operation is specifically designed to isolate Iran and economically strangle any foreign entity that attempts to trade with them. The United States is actively weaponizing its military supremacy. The U.S. Navy is transitioning from a globally subsidized police force into a transactional, paid security service. The logic driving this fee is based on a major shift in domestic resources. Today, the United States operates with total energy independence. This chart breaks down the destination of Middle Eastern oil. Less than 10% of the oil traveling through the Strait of Hormuz actually reaches the United States. The vast majority is shipped to foreign markets. As the map expands, you can trace these major supply vectors heading straight to European and Asian ports. These nations rely heavily on this single maritime route to power their economies. Securing these foreign energy pipelines requires a staggering logistical effort. The U.S. currently has more than 50,000 service members deployed across the Middle East to maintain order on the water. The administration has laid out a clear ultimatum. If foreign governments want American forces to risk their lives protecting international energy supplies, those governments must reimburse the United States. This policy forces the specific nations that actually consume the oil to absorb the massive financial and human costs of guarding it. Iran's reaction to this ultimatum was unexpected. Their foreign minister posted publicly that he agreed with the concept of charging commercial vessels for protection. However, he argued that Iran, rather than the United States, has always been the historical and forever guardian of the strait. Iran then issued a counteroffer to the international market. They stated the U.S. 20% fee is simply too high and promised to provide safe passage for a fairer, lower rate. 2 heavily armed hostile nations are now locked in a high-stakes bidding war, competing over who gets to tax global maritime trade through a critical geopolitical choke point. On the water, this dual-claim conflict has paralyzed the supply chain. Massive commercial shipping vessels are grinding to a halt, stranded by geopolitical confusion. Iraq is currently taking the hardest hit. The Iraqi government relies almost entirely on the strait to export its national oil reserves and fund its economy. The slowdown of oil shipments is so severe that the Iraqi Prime Minister scheduled an urgent meeting at the White House to address the crisis. The collateral damage from this standoff is entirely economic. A major U.S. ally is watching its primary financial lifeline suffocate, while 2 powers fight over toll revenue. The military exchange has rapidly mutated. Both nations are now enforcing an economic blockade, fighting over shipping tariffs rather than physical territory. Look at the isolation of this vessel. State actors demanding toll fees are actively dismantling the long-held concept of free and open international waters. If the United States successfully converts its naval supremacy into a paid subscription service, other regional powers may follow suit, treating their local shipping lanes as private toll roads. This dynamic creates a scenario where the global economy is increasingly susceptible to any coastal power with the firepower to enforce a tax on transit. The principle of safe passage is being replaced by a calculation of cost, a reality where the price of commercial survival is determined by who controls the water.